Yo!
Yo!
Hi!
Yo! Yo!
What up, what up? It's Rare with the Y'all Podcast. It's right here. When check this out, we got two beautiful people on here tonight. I'm grateful to know them personally. The platform that we have created is for folks to come on and inspire. Hopefully, folks can learn from these two amazing people. We use this as a motivational engine for folks to be able to come on, talk about their journey to the wins, and folks be able to gain from you guys and glean from you guys and be able to move forward in a way that they've never moved before. Again, this is a platform where we're genuine, we're authentic. You know me as that, right? And I'm proud to know these two people. They're not only entrepreneurs, but they're amazing parents, they're amazing lovers, they're amazing partners. And I look to have squad goals like them. So enough about me. Welcome to the show, the NorWoods, the NorWoods. What's good?
Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good.
sir. Yes, sir. Let's make sure there's volume.
Hold
Oh
on.
yeah, let's do that.
I'm just trying to make sure everything's good. Okay.
Hold on, one more second. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure. Boom. We back. Can you see us?
Yep.
There we go.
Bam. Okay.
Boom.
Good. Nah, so
All right.
it's your platform. This is what I saw a lot of love. I can put whatever I feel like I want to put on, but this is your platform. We got to know who y'all are and what wins y'all been having, yo.
Yo, man. Well, ladies first. Man.
No, you go first.
Ladies first.
We're gonna the unnorm.
Okay. No ladies first. All right. Me first. All right. Well, I'm Corey Norwood. I'm one half of the NorWoods, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
Man, wins. I've been having so many wins, man. God's been so good. Just to really, man, sometimes it's unbelievable when I really think about everything that I've been through and everything that I've overcome to get where I am, to think about how many wins I really had. Because as humans, we always think about the bad times and the losses and the things that weren't as planned. We think about the coronaviruses. We think about even the lost jobs or the lost relationships or the lost friendships, but you don't think about how many things you've gained. Insight, gratitude, friendship. There's so many things that I've gained, not just as a businessman, but just as a person. So my magazine, I own a magazine, part owner of a magazine company called So F and Dope magazine, is a huge win. We've worked with some of the top-notch celebrities, A-list, B-list, people who, just like this, man, people who are winning. And that was a big thing with us. Like when I heard about you with the years of win, man, it brings a full circle for me with So F and Dope, because the reason we started that is because we wanted people to win. Right. It wasn't about the mainstream artists and the people who getting all this pub. You hear their song 9 times on the radio every hour. It's about those people who winning behind the scenes, those people who winning, who don't get that notoriety with the bright lights, who we wanted to give them a platform. And that's what So F and Dope is about. It's about people who are so F and dope. And you are a person who is so F and dope. You know what I mean? We are people who are so F and dope. So definitely I'm winning with my magazine. I'm writing a movie currently, man. I'm writing a cartoon movie by the name of Marengo. I'm almost done with it, bro. It's super big. I'm super excited. We're pitching it to some big people. Just to name one, Tyler Perry is gonna be somebody who's gonna be talking to about it. We winning, bro. We just try. We ain't gonna say we trying when we winning. We winning.
Yeah, you winning. There ain't no trying, bro.
Listen, we winning, bro. I'm working on a leather goods line. Alan Francois. Francois is my mother's maiden name. I come from a long line of French people, Francois. My middle name is Alan. So Alan Francois is my leather goods line. I'm coming out with leather wallets for men, leather wallets and purses for women, leather duffel bags, overnight bags. The thing that's different about my duffel bags and my overnight bags from your normal Gucci or whatever you're going to go get, whatever your bag of choice is that you're going to be able to interchange the handles. So say, for instance, if you had a penguin gray suede bag, but the inner side of your lining, the lining of it was like a royal blue. When you unzipped it, the lining was a royal blue. And maybe if you looked at the stitching close, you see, damn, the stitching is royal blue too. So you're going to come with the natural gray handles to match the outside, but you also have the opportunity to switch out those gray handles for royal blue handles and get your swag on. You dig what I'm saying? So there's going to be some different things going on with that, man. So Alan Francois, Leather Goods is coming to a city near you as well. We got Basement Couture.
Wait, I'm on. Wait,
Listen, we
a lot of wins right now. Hold on.
Winning.
You hit.
We winning, bro.
I'm like, no. So we, yo, for real.
We winning, bro.
And again, well, like you gonna keep going because it is wins only. This is what this is about, right? But when I hear all of these fantastic things, right, that are happening, these fantastic wins that are happening, I'm like, in each one, there's taken some work. There's taken some progress there. And when folks hear that there have been a lot of wins, I always want to make sure they understand that even in the wins, there's also a process to get to those. And each and every little month, I always tell people, like, the small wins are what we always got to embrace. So when the big ones come, you'll know how to act. You'll know how to respond.
Right? For sure.
So I had to go ahead and jump on in. Now just get back to the wins, though.
Listen, I'm glad you jumped in, man, because that's one thing that everybody has to understand. It's a grind that goes with this. Right. It's a certain persistence that goes with this. It's you really aligning yourself with yourself, man, because you'll get out of whack because you're trying to catch up with the Joneses and do all that other stuff and all other shit that everybody else got going on. But it really takes some diligence, bro. It takes you really focusing in. It's days where I just have to go in the garage and just write. It's days where I go in the garage and I watch like every type of tutorial, any type of tutelage I can watch. I'm hand stitching all of my leather goods. So I taught myself how to hand sew, how to saddle stitch. For all you people who out there know how to sew, I taught myself how to hand stitch leather goods. But it's a probably you said it's a process. I don't make it seem like I just woke up with this great talent, bro. That's not how it worked. You know what I mean? Greatness was in me, but it wasn't upon me until I approached it. You dig what I'm saying? So everything that I'm doing, man, it is a process. It takes a lot of time. People are like, man, how y'all have so much time to do everything? Like, it's a priority. Like, some days you don't feel like doing it. Right. Some days you like, I'll do it tomorrow. But that's when the L's come in. You know what I mean? You have to do it. It's a must that you do it. Right. So all those things that I'm doing, man, and
wait, hold on. I have to interject.
Go ahead.
Because I don't really feel like it's an L. You know, like you're saying, you just kind of said, and I'm sorry, I know I'm Nori, by the way.
Authenticity, genuine. That's why we're here.
I don't really see it as an L. You know, if you, yes, it's about consistency, but sometimes you need that time to seriously back away from all the things that you are doing and creating to just have a moment of just yourself or watch TV, binge watching Netflix if you want to. I don't feel like it's one of those things where, you know, it's an L because you have to take care of you still. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just coming in.
And again,
I don't look at it that way.
That's perspective, right?
Right.
And that's the way she views it coming from her and the way she processes it mentally. When I look at it like, damn, I just spent 3 hours playing Call of Duty. Damn, I just spent 3 hours binge watching Netflix. Every time I didn't want to do something else, I have so many things going on. If I don't want to write on my movie, like I could be working on my business plan because I'm trying to open a restaurant in Oakland. If I'm not working on my business plan, I could be working on my clothing line, Basement Couture. If I'm not working on Basement Couture, I could be working on Alan Francois.
Yo, we're like, what the?
Like, that's it's the year of the wins, baby. That's another thing. I'm a chef, man. I love cooking. Come from a long line of cooks, man. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, born and raised. Opening a restaurant myself and my business partner, Etienne, opening a restaurant called Avenue 504. And the Avenue is spelled Avenew for New Orleans. Avenue 504, man. Okay. So it's authentic New Orleans cuisine, like the real experience. It's just not about the food, but it's about the experience. Okay. You know what I mean? So that's another thing I'm doing. The clothing line I'm doing called Basement Couture is another thing that I've been working on since college. And I put out some, I don't know if you've seen some of the hoodies I put out, some of the things I put out. Yeah. And Basement Couture is just that. When you think about couture, you think about high end. When you think about basement, you think about low end. But when you take in somebody who's from the bottom like me, man, and you give me that high end feel, that's Basement Couture. You know what I mean? Yao is Basement Couture. You dig what I'm saying? Mommy and Monet is Basement Couture. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going with that, man. But that's where I'm at with it. That's all the wins I have right now currently. But I'll be back in a little bit.
So a little bit. A win, then nah, brother. You know, and I wanted to. What I appreciate is the verbiage, right? So when you're speaking about all these different wins that you're experiencing, you even changed your verbiage from "I'm trying," and in my mind, I'm like, I know every Black person in America probably don't have a pair of Nikes. And I'm just throwing it out there as far as our culture, because that's just do it, right?
Right.
And when I hear do it, that means you're getting it done. And I'm hearing all these different things. It means you're putting time into these things, and you also have family. You also have your wife. You know what I mean? And I know that that's not going to happen without the support of her and the support of your family, right? So
of course,
when I hear all those different things, I remember my grandmother used to always tell me, I'd be like, I'm trying, Grandma, I'm trying. She'd be like, nah, grandson, you like Nike, don't you? Yes, ma'am. Then just do it. And I'm like, yeah, you feel me? So I'm looking at it as, man, you're just doing it. I'm over here thinking, man, I got a podcast now. I got a brand up and coming, right? And I'm hearing all the different things you're doing. And I'm just like, about the support system. But I'm also like, that takes a real serious grind. It takes a very focused person. And even on my last episode, I was just interviewing a phenomenal young man. And he said the very things, if not verbatim, about being able to be in line with yourself, find that balance for you to be able to do all the different things. It takes a level of focus to be able to do that, right? With that being said, he said you're half of the NorWoods. We want to congratulate you on all your wins, brother. I got to also teeter on this other side.
There you go. Teeter on.
Man, I don't even know how to follow up with all of that.
Hey, check it. I done seen.
That's hilarious. So I'm Yanori Norwood, guys. My Instagram is Yanori, YANORY _ if you want to follow me. Damn, what do I honestly like? There's been so many things that I've accomplished during pandemic, and I go back to pandemic because that was for me, that was my year of wins. I set a lot of things in place, from relationships, from friendships, to modeling. I got into it by doing some like self-love shoots, not really knowing that it was going to progress to actually modeling and just meeting all these like amazing photographers, and when I was modeling, I was like, well, you know what do I really want to do with this? And I was like, well, I want to be published. And I started manifesting, and a lot of the things that I was putting effort into, because it did take time away from my family, from the things that I wanted to do. But I was like, if this is something I want to do, there has to be a grand purpose for it, right? It can't just be me sitting in front of a lens and just taking pictures. Mm-hmm. And I did. I was published in 3 magazines, within a short period of time, and that was like huge for me, right? Because again, right, society has always I've always wanted to model, but for me, I'm like, damn, I'm 5'3", I'm short. I don't look like the typical 6-foot model who's super slender and slim. Not that that's a bad thing, right? But for me, I was like, damn, I want to do that too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to sit here and make myself feel like I needed to lose 30, 40 pounds in order to start modeling. You know what I'm saying? So there has been a lot of changes, within the modeling world. So that's one of the things. Oh my gosh, I'm working on so much. Honestly, my brain is everywhere. I'm an artist. So if you guys haven't checked out my art, please check it out. I'm this year, oh my God, I've met so many dope ass people, when it comes to manifestation and alignment. Mm-hmm. And I'm super into the universe, and we all know there's, a higher power. And mm-hmm. I just, this year is my year of creativity. So I'm really nurturing my artistry. I'm working on commission pieces right now, which I'm just awed, because as soon as I told everybody that I was going to be commissioned, I literally filled up my 20 spots like that, because I didn't want to overwhelm myself. Because art for me, it's an emotion. Yeah. I can't just sit in here. You can't sit in here and tell me, hey, Nori, can you paint me drums? That's not how it works for me. I have to feel it. I have to be connected with something to pour the emotion onto the paint, onto the canvas. Mm-hmm. So I'm working on my commission pieces. One very big thing that I'm extremely excited about, I'm doing an art exhibit this year for my birthday, June. You have no idea how fire this shit's going to be. It's going to be 6 dope ass pieces. They're all going to be 36 by 48 canvases or bigger. And I ain't selling myself short. They gonna start at $1,500, and I'm telling y'all now. Yeah. And again, I'm manifesting, to be in art galleries and so many other things. I'm still working on the modeling stuff because I want to get a cover. This year, I'm getting a cover of a magazine, manifesting that. Working on a book. Oh my gosh, I'm working on publishing my first book. My book is going to be about self-love quotes. You know, I went through a lot last year, and we can get into that. That's one of the questions that come up, relationship and marriage wise. But went through a lot last year, you know what I'm saying, and rediscovered myself and just realized that we have to change the norm because we've been so conditioned to live a way, you know, or feel a way that we forget that we have to create our own blueprint. You know what I'm saying? So this book is going to shed a little bit of light of my past, of my childhood. And also, again, just self-love quotes and some of the paintings that you guys have never seen as well. Right. What else? Oh my gosh. Mommy and Monet, Lyric and I, my daughter and I.
Oh, yeah.
Started a nonprofit organization. And honestly, that's been a little bit slow right now just because of pandemic. You know, we can't really do what we want with it right now, but it's still being worked on. And what that is pretty much we're going to be donating. We're going to create these boxes, super fire. It's going to have a doll in it, ethnic doll. Specifically, it's going to have mismatched socks. And that way kids at children's hospitals, kids who, you know, we're just tired of who are like cancer patients, et cetera, you know, can actually be inside in their bed and just kind of create a memory, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of bring a smile to their face. I think it's huge because I think we focus so much on okay, oh my gosh, let's go to the store and buy Barbie doll clothes, you know, and they're so damn expensive. You literally, if you have mismatched socks or holes in your socks, you can create some dope ass fashion with those socks for those dolls, you know? So that's another thing that I'm working on. Working on some documentary stuff too. Oh my God.
Our podcast.
Podcast. We have a podcast called Tangents.
I don't know if you saw our podcast yet.
I did.
Hey, we're on episode 2.
I tapped in.
Tangents Live.
Tangents Live.
Tangents Live. YouTube is Tangents Live. And it's a podcast, bro, with myself and my wife, my brother and his wife, where we're just giving you our point of view from a marriage standpoint.
Right.
From a black married couples. You know what I mean? We just keeping it real. We talking about everything you can think about from threesomes to the household divide. Who should have more of the household divide? If you're working more than your significant other, should she do more at the house? Should you? So it's a lot of interesting conversations that have been drawing a lot of great dialogue amongst couples.
Mm-hmm.
We've been getting a lot of great feedback, man. People loving what we're doing. We're gonna continue with this every Thursday. Now we're moving to 8 now. Every Thursday at 8 is Tangents Thursdays, man, and we get busy.
It's fire, but yeah.
So I gotta interject again because So I've been able to learn you two individually, right? And just from tapping in with Corey every now and then, tapping in with Yanni, it's just been able to. And I love the individuality that you both share. Like you have your own individuality, but collectively you guys form up together like a really good, solid support system, right? Obviously within those support systems, there's always some rubbing of it and making things kind of hot to where it can kind of get crazy, right? But I love the fact that you two do your best to create a foundation to where you can support one another so well. With that being said, Yanni, I love the fact that I have seen your art pieces and I was like, what the heck? Can I get that? And then I also saw you doing the modeling. I'm over here making sure you ain't got no lurkers on IG, so I can have to pull up for my brother Corey. Like, hold on. Hey, you notice how I be like, hey, yeah, that's my sister, yeah, brother. Yeah, married.
Oh my God.
I be hating. I'm a hater in there. Like, yeah, tried it. Right, and
hella funny.
But then also too, like, I also do see that I think you and Jackie created like some other business too. Y'all got a business where y'all do some decorating back door.
The teepees, yeah.
Like, who does? As a black person, I ain't never seen no black people do that. So it got me juice. I started thinking, I'd love to have that on the beach at night. And I know who to call. But
right.
With that being said, I don't want to be too long-winded, but I want the viewers to understand the way that connection works. So years ago, when I was at University of Nevada, I met Jackie Randolph, right? Mm-hmm. Me and Jackie got the same birthday, right? Mm-hmm. Became friends, was cool as heck. Didn't even realize her best friend showed up that year and didn't even know it was you. But I was like, I'm hecka silly. Decades later, we come and we're all in Oakland. I'm moving around and my boy says that he saw Corey at a wedding in Texas.
Right.
Mind you, the connection hadn't. Do you see the law of attraction?
Right.
That's crazy.
And the next thing you know, Jackie, boom, ET, you, and I'm like, that's crazy. So now we're all here now.
Right.
And for me, I don't think things happen by coincidence. I think it's supposed to happen for a specific reason, be it from you guys being married and modeling to me what marriage looks like as a Black couple, holding a family together with the kids, the squad, the legacy that you guys have or that you're leaving. And at the same time, you're entrepreneurs. Like, and I'm a young entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of seasoned, but I'm a young entrepreneur.
You're a young entrepreneur, brother.
So with that being said, like, I'm really grateful. Again, I have to say my words always comes off as appreciation and gratefulness, because I am grateful, because I know you say all those things that y'all doing, right? I know y'all got kids, right? I know y'all connected to your family outside of your house.
Right. We got 9-to-5 jobs.
You got 9-to-5 jobs.
Right.
And for y'all to spend that time and want to be on here on the podcast, it makes me feel so privileged, like, hands down. With that being said,
we appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
We seen some of the motherfuckers you done had on here, bro. So we appreciate you. I didn't see some of the names. I didn't see some of the cats on here who really winning. So we appreciate you. But the words you said that I've been trying to preach to every young man that I come across, bro, is legacy. We grew up in a time where legacy wasn't talked about amongst Black people. Right. You know what I mean? Legacy was a white people thing. You know what I mean? So for us as a couple, like I said, this shit ain't all peaches and cream, but we understand the legacy that we want to build with each other, the legacy we want to build as parents, the legacy we want to build as business owners. So all the things that we are doing outside of the 9-to-5 and the regular rigmarole shit is because we understand the bigger picture of it. If we want to leave a legacy for our kids, if we want to leave a blueprint for them, then we have to do something different. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the saying goes, it said, if you, I don't want to misquote it, but it's something like, if you're doing the same thing now that you did 20 years ago, you wasted 20 years of your life.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can't possibly think that doing the same thing that we were doing 5 years ago or 10 years ago is going to get us to winning. It's not possible. We have to change. We have to progress. And as a couple, that's what we're trying to continue to do. And we have some bumpy days still, but we're progressing as a couple and as business owners and as parents. So we're winning, bro.
Yeah, man. So, Yanari, you said something that struck home for me. And Corey, like, again, man, the way you be dropping them gems, brother. And I think for me as a Black man, listening to a Black father, Black man, Black king, Black entrepreneur, and all that other great stuff, bro, it hits home for me on a deeper level. Because what you don't realize, and I'm coming back to you, Yanari, is that I don't play around when it comes, like, I know a lot of people, but I just really don't mess with everybody. If you notice on my IG, it's with me or with my son. Or I'm in my car, I'm on the balcony doing some did you knows or just being silly, right? but I don't really do well with just jumping in with everybody and just them just being my lockdown homies, because I used to do it a long time ago and it burnt me, right? So I move differently now. I kind of watch people and then I kind of wait. And I saw you, Corey, and I saw you move different too. I believe you can get really silly, but I also know you be watching. You like to watch. Yeah, bro. And I really appreciate that. When I first met you, it was all out and whatnot, right? With that being said, Yanari, I want to also give you credit, because during the pandemic, I know a lot of people were getting caught up into 2020 is a loss. I can't wait for this to get over. I'm so sick of that. And in my mind, I'm over here like, well, these are the best days of my life. Like, I'm over here.
Right.
I'm with my son. I'm usually going everywhere around the world. I'm driving to LA, my son playing basketball, football. And I'm just like, let me slow my life down. And I feel like I needed to it's like the pandemic, the Black Lives Matter, all that stuff slowed me down to be able to step back, rethink what's important, reprioritize, and then at the same time get in alignment with myself, right? So I started reading Law of Attraction. I started getting more in tune with myself. I starting to see things and manifest things and speaking things out, and them things started happening. And I'm like, I'm sticking with this. Right. So with that being said, you said something that I connected with, because your wins wouldn't even happen. It wouldn't have gotten as far as it did if I did not utilize my time the right way. And it sounds like that's what y'all have been doing. Y'all been utilizing my time because you can't get it back, right? Right. Return on our investment, right? So
right.
Tell me a little bit more about what that looks like.
I think we were definitely, forced to, like, pandemic forced us to do a lot of self-reflection. Okay. And we were so accustomed, and I know the world feels this way. We were like robots prior to pandemic, right? Yes. We were robots. What were we doing? We were waking up, getting dressed for work, feeding the kids if you got kids, dropping off, picking up, going to sports, do this, do that, come back, have dinner, go to sleep, bam. It was a cycle that was happening, right? So what pandemic slowed everything down. And we really was like, whoa, our relationship is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are struggling, you know? So, and that was like, and that was rough for us. You know what I'm saying? Definitely the toughest year of our marriage. We've been together for 14 years and married for 5. Wow. And, shit, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I don't even know I'm supposed to be cursing on this, but you know, it was
authentic and genuine. Be real.
Okay. But anyways, it really caused us to not only look at, you know, each other differently, but ourselves, because we were growing apart, you know what I'm saying? And people do grow, right? So as individuals, we never realized how much we were going separate ways. And, you know, when there's like a little argument, it's like a fucking explosion, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, so that's why I say, like, pandemic has been like a huge blessing, you know, for us, obviously, besides the fact that, you know, we've know people who family, you know, they lost, you know, with COVID and all that stuff. So of course that's always sad, but, you know, I mean, self-reflection is big, man. We didn't realize how much we like depended on each other to make each other happy. And that's just not how it goes. Right. Marriage is fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? And having these uncomfortable conversations is vital. That's probably like the best thing that we've learned from each other, right? I don't give a damn how uncomfortable it is, how much it will hurt his feelings if I'm telling him about whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's how he cooks, his food is nasty, which it ain't. But, you know, him telling me that my food is nasty, or, or, you know what I'm saying? If he's gaining weight or whatever the hell it is, uncomfortable conversations. Like, we had to have those because there were so many things that, again, we tend to do a lot of surface cleaning. Mm-hmm. This time was like, we need to go deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, super deep. And a lot of it had to do with self too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my childhood trauma, you know what I'm saying, that I was still holding on to and bringing into my relationship. And there's still progress. I mean, there's still like daily progress. This is not like, now it's like the fairy tale. Right. One thing that I could say about, you know, marriage and relationships, I feel like we were taught, like, we've watched so many fairy tale movies, like, you meet your Prince Charming, you have a picket white fence, you know, beautiful home and have kids and live happily ever after. Mm-hmm. Nah, that ain't what it is. Nah, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
That's not.
Hey, they ain't tell you that the light bill was due.
Right. Hey, you know, so that's my perspective now, you know, on relationships, on marriage. It's not easy. And I wish that someone would have taught us, you know, all the things that it comes with. No, but everybody's like, well, no, you love each other. So it's, you know, you fight. No, there's a lot more to it than just fighting, though. You know what I'm saying? It's fighting yourself. Right. And really accepting, acknowledging, you know, that's big. You know what I'm saying? When you can hold yourself accountable, you know, for the shit that you don't bring to the table, that's huge. That's what I mean with having those uncomfortable conversations. Yeah. So that's kind of like my take on, you know, how it's going.
Okay, man. Well, and what's so great about it? So first off, thank you for being very transparent and vulnerable, because that's what this podcast is about. You just be able to get on here, be yourself, because somebody else needs to hear this. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know if there's another couple that's out there feeling a certain type of way, even still during the pandemic. It's a lot of people splitting up. You know what I mean? Right. They have to sit home and deal with each other now because of the busyness, because of all the things that may arise. And now they have to be like, oh, shoot, we got to see each other every day, all day. If we all, you know what I mean? And dang, like, I ain't even noticed it. Yeah, you notice now, right? So, but at the same time, even me being, you know, a single father, I see my son every day, but I know I'm a good father, right? So I'm looking at it like, some of these parents gotta stay home with their kids now. They got to homeschool. y'all You really better get
a different ball game.
That's a different ball game.
You want to get mad at the teachers, but you got to remember, like, they coming from your house first. But the great thing about it all is that there has been a lot of intentionality, what I believe that everybody has been doing to some degree when it comes to either intentionality with not doing something at the time or intentionality with doing something at the time. And watching y'all, it sounds like y'all been intentional with your time. And
for sure.
And it sounds like not only is your marriage thriving, your businesses are thriving, your children are thriving. I'm seeing your son out there stiff arming people to the ground like he got a bionic arm and to the ground.
He's trying to do what he can, man. He's trying to do what he can.
Like he's been working on that. But I again, I want to be able to come back and touch on some more things that you all were speaking of. Yanni, you were saying, about your marriage and about how you really had to look at self. And that's a hard thing to do. No one really put the mirror on themselves, right? They really want to play, well, you said and said. Well, you said and said. Yeah. And there's all that's doing is this. It's just it's going to go, right? And when I hear that, I also want to hear, Corey, I want to hear your take on what it is that you felt that you were experiencing well in that as well. And obviously this is wins only, right? Has been a win. But you feel what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear what you have to do.
Yeah, man. Like she said, it was definitely a time where I was looking in the mirror, but what I was seeing was what the world presents to us now is a filter. You know what I mean? I had a filter on and I thought I looked way better than I was looking. And I mean that it just in an all around sense, emotionally, physically, mentally. I was looking at this damn filter that made me look like I was 100%, and my battery was low, and I didn't even know it. And it was things that I learned about myself. It was things that I learned about my self-confidence. And you met me, man. We didn't hung out. I'm confident just like you. We two confident men. Yeah. But it was things about me that I realized, like, wow, I'm not as confident as I thought. I had a lot of insecurities that I found out by really taking that filter off and looking at myself in the mirror, like, yo, you're not who you present yourself to be, brother. You got some soul searching to do. You have some sitting down with yourself and figuring out things because you're doing some things wrong and it's causing a divide in your marriage. You're doing some things wrong that's causing a divide in your brothership or your friendship with different people. And it was me. And while I was thinking, man, I'm good. Like, man, I'm Gucci. Like, really, when I took that filter off, man, it really was like surprise. And I changed a lot of things about the way I think and I view things. And I'm still growing. I'm working. I always tell people 1%, bro. You can't have year of the wins without having week of the wins and month of the wins and day of the win. I mean, it has to be, I'm having a day of the win first. And then I'm going to move on to my week. So I'm still percentages, bro. I'm not complete yet. And I don't think I'll ever be fully complete. It's every day I'm working to progress to be the best version of myself for that day. So going through the situation with my marriage where I felt like a failure. I felt like being a young man about to get divorced. Like, yo, is this really my life? Like, are we on the verge of divorce? Like, I love this shit. Like, what? Like, so when I really pulled back that filter, man, and we really had those hard conversations and figure out how did we start dividing like that? And I again, we tell people all the time, we thank pandemic. I thank you, coronavirus, because that allowed us to slow ourselves down to see the divide. Because you're moving so fast, you don't even realize that the thread is coming loose on your jacket. You know what I mean? Till you finally sit down, like, this, I feel a breeze. It's a hole in my jacket. Like, you know what I mean? So it was a hole in my jacket the whole time. But when you run in full speed, you don't feel that little pinhole that's about to unravel and a whole sleeve gonna come off. Right. You know what I mean? So it took the time for us to really be sitting at home with each other to be like, yo, we're headed in two different directions. What the hell are we doing? You know what I mean? And have a moment where we thought this was it. I thought I was gonna have a baby mama. You know what I mean? And by the grace of God and by us willing to work on ourselves first and then work with each other, it's a progression, man. And I love this girl to death, man. And I'm glad that we decided to say, let's put this peanut butter and jelly sandwich back together. Exactly. You know what I mean? And let's mush this thing together. Let's continue to push on, but continue to better ourselves, not be stagnant, not get back together just for the sake of, we're back together, and then nothing's changing with either one of us. That'll be stupid. So I call that the treadmill effect. You can run as fast as you can, but your scenery never changes. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be on the treadmill with her. I want our scenery to change. I want us to change. I want our love to evolve and change. So it was a hard time, bro. But I'm glad that we started with that day of a win and moved to that week and moved to that month. Now we're moving to that year of the win, bro. And it took a lot, and it took a lot of transparency. You know what I mean?
One thing, and again, I gotta let everybody know that's gonna be viewing this is no one just arrives. We won't arrive, man. And
right.
And I think people hear all the glitter and it's gold, and I'm like, no, but y'all may see a beautiful couple, y'all two beautiful Black people, right? And they may see that they look good together. They got the family, they got the nice all Black, you know what I'm saying, family looking nice. And I'm over there like, dang, can me and Micah get in a suit, please? You know, but then I'm like, but at the same time, I want people to understand the year of wins. That's a year of wins, which means there's 365 days in each win, each year, and in each day, there's an hour, there's a minute, right? Like there's a second, right? And so that's what the year of wins is about, man. You spoke on it. It's one step at a time, and you be able to praise the small wins, and in each of you look up later, it's a year. So it's more years to come. And that's what I believe that you all have continuously shown in this pandemic. Like that pandemic saved my life too. Yeah, Corona. Thank you, Corona. Thank you. Right. Corona beer too. So let's not get twisted. But you guys are touching on some real topics that a lot of people choose not to talk about. They want to. I've never been the type of person to sweep anything under the rug. I like to. That's all that. Let's talk.
Exactly.
Let's get through that, right? I want to know. But at the same time, I think that it's also some people aren't able to do that. And when you have folks like you get on the show and talk about the real stuff, you start helping people know how to take a peek first. And let me put it back down. Let me open it a little bit more. And at least they're doing something they didn't do before, right? And because y'all being so transparent about it, it just makes it so much more like just blissful. I mean, people get more bliss around it. They're like, dang, man, that feels good. Like I ain't even felt like I can do that before, right? With that being said, I got these two amazing parents. I got these two amazing couples. We got this couple, and then we got these entrepreneurs. They Black, they look good, they do everything well together. They go through their hard times. They're all individuals. They got kids, and I've met a couple. I mean, I've been able to see these amazing children that you all have, and they all got their own personality, and they crack.
That's what they do.
I swear, I be dying. Oh God. So I want to know through all of the busyness, right? But the balance that you have in that busyness, because it is busy, right? That's a lot of stuff, right? But at the same time, you're working with each other to work through it with your marriage. How does that even work? Like, huh? Because I got one. And it's one of me, but it's two of y'all with them.
Right.
Like
we need to know.
We just locked them all in closets.
Yes. Hey, what are you at?
Hella Benadryl.
Hella Benadryl. No.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Yo.
Right.
But it's hard.
I don't even know how we do it.
I don't either. I think it's easier for us now having two teenagers in the home,
right?
Versus Lyric and Corey, who are younger. Lyric's 8, Corey's 6. Having the older kids, a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old in the home. My 18-year-old doesn't live in the home with us, but having the two older ones here, Alonzo drives now. So it's a lot easier for us to manage. But again, the pandemic slowed everything down to where Alonzo's the only one really doing sports or doing it. Before it was everybody. Lyric had gymnastics. Lejean had football. Alonzo had football. It was like always something. Corey was doing baseball. It was always something with one of the kids. But now, because they can't, it's only Alonzo. So Alonzo's playing club football. So that's why he has practice and he has training, and he has a job. He works at a gym. So he's doing that. So he's moving, and the rest of the kids are here, and then they're doing their own thing and figuring out. John's a straight A student in school. Lyric and Corey are straight A's. I think they straight S's or whatever you call it. Straight G's or some shit.
G's, I didn't understand why
straight H's. They straight H students. I don't know. So they wanted them, but yeah, man. So it makes it a little bit easier for us because we have the older ones that we can depend on, and we kind of lean on them for different things of taking care of the kids with us.
I don't really think that we look for balance. Like I feel like what we do is we just do things. You know what I'm saying? We just figure it out as we go. I feel like sometimes balance can be boring. You know what I'm saying? And we, you know, well, whatever it is, whether we do puzzles together, play games, we'll do movie nights on Friday, you know, we just do what we can. I mean, it's not easy for sure, but we do check in on all of them. That's what we do, just to see, you know, how they're mentally, emotionally going, because like Alonzo, I mean, it's his senior year. You know what I'm saying? It's devastating for him. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks, right? Because you think about, I don't know if you know, went through your whole experience of your senior year, all those beautiful memories, you know what I'm saying? And the dances and the trips, senior trips. And I mean, it just sucks because all that shit is like wiped away from them, you know? So we know that has affected him big time. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about those things. And even Ajan, you know, entering as a freshman. So, and again, all of them, because they miss their friends, you know? So we do check in on their emotional state when it comes to how they're feeling, you know?
We take turns cuddling.
We take turns cuddling.
As well.
I do most of the cuddling.
She just finished cuddling with Dejan right before we got on the call.
And I swear and he's not lying. I was in his room. My 14-year-old was like, Jean was like, Dad, can you come get mom?
You gonna get her right now because she doing too much cuddling.
Listen, he literally calls me from downstairs. I'm like, can you get mom? I was like, what's she doing? He's like, look, I go in the room. She's like trying to spoon him. I said, what are you doing? Get out of here.
Get up out of here. Like the boys don't want the spoons no more.
Yeah, man. They don't want none of that no more.
Look, but she always gonna be like, they gonna always be my babies.
Yes.
Right. Like, they gonna always be mama's babies.
Always be my babies. I'll say that it's a beautiful thing when you have, so you see the Obamas and you see, you know, unfortunately what's happened with Bill Cosby, but you look at the Huckleberry back in the day, you know, It Matters, you know, all these different Black families, and they're going through real life situations, right? And how to deal with them and whatnot. And I think it's just so cool that y'all have that platform for your kids and just for your family. I do know one thing. When the NorWoods turn up and have fun, they turn up and have fun. and they don't got to do it outside the house. They can do it at the house. And I've seen it. And one day, I'll be able to come and be in that number. Hey.
You know, that's all about it.
Hey, be in that number. But I love the fact that y'all could still be creative. That's also, see, when I think about entrepreneurs and I think about all the different things that you all are doing, that's creativity, right?
Yeah.
And we as Black people, we are some of the most creative. Like we probably got the best. We got the creative race. I don't care.
Yeah.
And for y'all to be able to not only be entrepreneurs and whatnot, but to still be able to create a creative space for your kids to also enjoy being at home and still having fun, yo. Like kids going crazy. Like, I don't want to be here no more. I'm tired. I want some friends.
Hey, look, it's a lot of challenges that we're doing, a lot of TikToks.
Listen,
okay.
Hey.
I'm getting tired of my daughter asking me when the hell recess is. What you mean?
Recess is when you woke up, girl.
Right. What are you talking about? Can I have a snack? Wait a minute. How many snacks you get at school? Relax.
Back to school. I tell my son he get in front of that Zoom and he'll want to get. I said, put the phone away. He'll be on the Zoom and he'll be like, I'm about to go. I was like, you're not about to do nothing because you about to do in school. No, you're not. You're gonna hop right there. How about to? That's your new name. How about yeah. How about you sit your behind back down?
How about you?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he laughs at it, but he know I'm serious. I'll be like,
he is the cutest ever. Okay, drop him off.
Don't do Michael like that.
Put right in with our little light skinned crew. It'll be all right.
He can hang with us.
Look,
like one of Bebe's kids. But you can hang with him.
Oh no, now we got babies. You know, I think it's just so. I'm again. I'll use the words appreciative and grateful because again, like you all are being very vulnerable. You're allowing, you know, not just me but viewers to be able to come into your life and hear great things, but also hear the real challenging things. And
Right.
I think we do a really good job of painting a picture, like you were saying, putting that filter on of how things look a certain way. And I've been guilty of that stuff too, performance and trying to da-da-da-da. But at the same time, I'm over here like, but that's me too. Like, I'm really silly, da-da-da-da. But at the same time, if I really want to be real at times, that's a lot of insecurity in me too. You know what I mean? I don't want to, talk about the real stuff that's happening with me. But at the same time, I love the fact that we can come on the podcast and not just be, it's a platform for the NorWoods, right?
Right.
But I also got to be real and frank and say it's also a platform for me to be able to bounce things off of y'all too. And take time. So once I get off, I'm reflecting, bro. Like, I am a processor. I have to reflect. Or I do not move well. Like, I am all over the place. I have to get myself together, right? Because I'm a very expressive person when it comes down to it, right? And I think this is the first time we all have been able to do this right now.
Right.
We're probably learning some new stuff about me right now, right? Like,
of course.
Some new stuff about y'all right now. And I think what it does is it builds community. It builds that village again. It builds that love when it comes to people that you don't know, but you know them. But then you come together, you're like, dang.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's love, yo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's fire.
I agree.
It's fire, bro. Like you said, it gives you an opportunity to digest some things and go back and do some self-reflection. It's therapy for all of us. I mean, even on our podcast, people hear us on there, man, and we put a comedic spin on some things, but we're really serious and intentional about our approach, and we're vulnerable, and we're telling you real life. This is what we're going through, and this is really how we process it, and we're giving our point of view on things. And I've had plenty of people text me after, call me after, like, bro, this started a dialogue with my wife. Like, dog, that question was awesome. Like, we never even thought about it like that. So talking to you, man, and when we do this, like, it allows us to throw this shit out. Like, we don't want to keep this shit in. Like, here, bro, somebody out here could listen to this and be like, yo, like, I need to have a hard conversation with my wife. I need to have a hard conversation with my husband. You know what I mean? And no matter if it's going to hurt or not, I have to do it because I can't progress if I'm on that treadmill.
Right.
And if I'm putting that filter up. You know what I mean? So we thank you, man. Like, platforms like this is our first time being on, besides our own, being on a podcast. Somebody asked us to come on and talk about anything. So we appreciate you being our first. You were our first. You broke our virginity.
And you'll never forget.
Yeah.
So that there is so much. It's so much a wealth of information in this one podcast alone that I'm just so overwhelmed, and I say it in a very joyful, overwhelmed position because I can become very I got a sensitive side to me too, where it becomes very dear to me because it's not so much as that, it was just a platform created for folks to be able to come on and speak about what they got going on as far as their journey to the wins. But the podcast started out just on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, and I was teaching people how to win. And I'm just like, yo, this is not right. Like, what better way to talk to somebody about winning is just to talk about what I've been through, right? And that's how it started. And when I see folks come on and they start talking about what they've been through, what they're doing, like, it hits my heart in a way to where I'm lightweight getting choked up at the fact that this is happening and it's surreal, but at the same time, it's real life, and when you have such a forum where folks can come on and just be themselves and really talk about the great things and the things that are challenging in their life, it really brings it back to the focus. You know what I mean? Like you say, it's going deep. It's not talking about some surface cut, because I think nowadays, Instagram, social media, it makes you have a surface mentality. And like, I am so sick of that shit, yo.
Yeah.
Like, when you meet Rand, you're going to meet the same nigga stuff, brother.
All the time.
You see what I'm saying? That you're going to meet in person. Like, you're going to meet that person. Like, that's for me. Like, I'm not going to be fake. Like, I can't.
Right.
It will take away from what I'm embodying, right?
Yeah, man.
Right.
So, and a lot of people don't live like that, though, Rand. A lot of people don't live like that, man. It's you'll see one person on Instagram or on all these different social media platforms, and we meet them in person. They're totally different. You know what I mean? Every time I've talked to you, every time I've seen you, you've been the same genuine dude. You had goofy on camera, you had goofy on the phone, you had goofy in person. You're serious. You're really a sentimental dude. You're a loyal dude. When I talk to you on the phone, when I see you in person, and that's the same thing with me, bro. Like I'm the same dude. I can't remember being different. You know, you can't talk to nobody ever in my life from when I lived in the hood to I lived in the high rises. Nobody gonna ever say Cole was different. I'm always the same dude, man. So I appreciate that for sure.
Man, I love hearing that, bro. I think it because I'm a words of affirmation type of person. That's my love language. It's words of affirmation, quality time, and then acts of service. And now when I hear, words of affirmation, right, and I'm getting that quality time with y'all too, and then like the acts of service, like this is an action move. You know what I mean? And I'm okay. If things go left or if things don't go the way that I may want them to. I think that things again happen for a reason. They don't happen by coincidence. And so with that being said, I'm just grateful that y'all, again, like we talk about, you think about a business, there's a return on your investment. Where's the ROI in it? Like I want to know the ROI and the time that y'all giving and the time that I'm giving. And is it going to be something that we can take away from this forum and say, hey, dang, yeah, that was cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
That reinforced what Tangent may be talking about, or what we may be doing on our entrepreneur, or well, Rand, you need to buffer up on this. Well, the grind even more, Rand, because you get these two amazing people that's doing these different things, and it's not just doing it. Y'all putting the time into this thing, man. And I hate wasting time. It bothers the crap out of me. So I'm grateful. Like straight up. Like with that being said, we'll wrap it up. Unless we wrap it, I want to hear Yana. If you got some closing thoughts, sis.
The only closing thoughts that I have is I'm going to play a little bit of a devil's advocate real quick in regards to what you guys touched on in regards to being the same person, whether it's on phone in front of the person or Instagram or whatever. And I have to say that I used to put up a facade. So I'm not that same person that I used to be like on Instagram and stuff like that. Right. But I think it takes a person to really learn about themselves, you know what I'm saying, and really become the person that they know who they want to be or who they are deep down inside. Right. So, I don't feel like we should write off people who gives us a different view on Instagram, and then when you meet them in person, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So that's my closing statement when it comes to that. What?
No, I was just saying. I don't think we were saying we were writing them all.
No, I know. I'm just.
No, I got you.
It was just my opinion on that. On that because I can remember. You know what I'm saying? The roles that I used to play. You know what I'm saying? Like from pretending to be happy or whatever. Life is beautiful. We're on a trip or whatever it was. Right. But for me, again, it took a lot of soul searching. And now, when people meet me in person, you see me. Like it's authentically me, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, I still go from, actually I haven't gone 0 to 100 in a very long time. I don't really, come on, give me some props. That's like that way. And Elijah's back here fucking smirking.
He back there laughing.
Yeah, because it used to be really bad. Okay. But anyways, but I hope viewers, who are watching this, I think one thing that I can give you guys advice on, and hopefully you guys take away from this is, be authentic, be yourself. Whatever it is that you want to do it. Don't wait for nobody else to tell you to do it. You just do it. Take a leap of faith, believe in yourself and your craft. Self-doubt is built from fear, and I'm still working on that, but be fearless, whatever the fuck it is, whether you want to show a boob, a side app, whatever it is, be fearless doing it. I know. And I'm
right.
And again, when it comes to marriage, man, have those hard conversations. Don't stray away from that. Period. Do not.
Those are great things that I heard you say. I think on a portion of that for the marriage piece is like, even with the single folks, like it gives you perspective to look at yourself and what you want in a mate and what the things that you need to do with yourself before you get, into where you say you want to marry somebody. So I really take that from you as well. It makes sense too, even with like the process with Instagram or social media, like it's all perspective. And that's the great thing about having folks on here to give a different perspective. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And that's just important. That's not in the crazy.
Yeah.
That's You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
That's a beautiful superpower to have, is to change perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's my superpower now, you know, is I'm not closed-minded when it comes to, again, viewing other people's, you know, viewpoints. It's just about perspective and like really understanding it, owning up to it, accepting, acknowledging all that, holding self-accountability. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Can you get like another superpower? Like, can you cook?
You're an asshole. I don't cook, y'all. No. I ain't the wife that cooks.
The chef,
No.
Mama Homeboy RD.
Look, hey, but if you need someone to clean, 1-800-NORI. You know?
Hey, with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It means
my guy.
to know that y'all gave me y'all time. I'm looking forward to the next time y'all be on here to hear about the progression of all the freaking businesses y'all got. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
And then be able to talk about the next things that we talk about in regards to wins. But without further ado, viewers, I really appreciate y'all viewing in as well.
Thank you.
Amazing folks come on here and give us their time out of their crazy busy schedules and be able to just give love in life. With that being said, we got the website that's gonna drop, got the brand that's about to drop. These videos will be uploaded on YouTube. Once you jump on that thing, you're gonna have a great time listening to all the different interviews that's been given.
Dope.
And stay tuned for the next episode of Year One.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Deuces.
You know what I'm saying?
My guy. That what? Yeah. There we go. Put your thumbs up. Yeah. My hands go up.
Hey, look at y'all.
My guy.